I'm cussing him out back. I'm walking out and he grabs my arm and I bit his arm.
I like low-key love that you bit his arm. That's amazing.
Most people don't take advantage of it because most people think of getting in trouble as something that happened to them instead of something that happened for them.
Right.
Because obviously you put yourself in that position to not make those good choices. Oh, they were never out to get me. Like, I was out to get myself.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Mike It Loud podcast. I'm Brittany Racine, and today is a perfect example of how everybody has a story. Joining me today is Jasmine. She is an instructor at Pure Barre. She is a stay-at-home mom. She's a content creator. But we're going to unpack the story of how Jasmine became who she is today. And this was something that I was not expecting. Coming from a broken home and being a rebellious teen, Jasmine really navigated troubled waters on her own, and she was fully responsible for turning her life around in the most unexpected way. This is your reminder that your worst chapter doesn't have to be your final identity. And with that, here's Jasmine.
So thanks for meeting with me today, Jasmine. I am excited to go wherever the wind takes us today.
Yeah, we don't know where it's going to take us.
We really don't. So I met Jasmine a couple of years ago at Pure Barre. You're an instructor here. You're a mom of 2 girls. I feel like I didn't know you from before that. So who were you before you became, Pure Barre instructor, Pure Barre obsessed? Before you joined the Pure Barre cult?
Oh Lord, before I joined Pure Barre, I was honestly not in a great place.
It saves everybody.
Yeah, it was right after COVID. So I started Pure Barre on July 27th of 2021 was the first day I took a class. I took a 9:45. And I came here because my daughter told me that my belly was starting to look like my husband's. And I said, I don't know about that. Like, she's like, you look like Santa Claus. I'm like, what? So anyways, she was mean. She was about to be in kindergarten and I had her in camps that summer. So I was like, I'm going to do something for me. I had just had her at the time. And then I said, I'm going to try every gym in the area. And then I'll decide where I want to get a membership at. And I had a friend who had come here for years before. So I had heard about this place. I'm like, let me check out Pure Barre first. So I came here, never went anywhere else.
It's over.
Long story short, came here, started working the desk, and then I got pregnant with my second daughter. And then now she's in preschool. So then I started teaching because I had time. I originally wanted to teach like back 3 years ago. Like it's been something I've wanted to do for years. So doing it now is just
How long have you been a teacher?
I'm honestly like mind blown. It'll be 7 months.
So kind of was just looking for not really a job, but like just a hobby, somewhere to go to do something for yourself health wise.
Yeah. So that was why I wanted to lose weight, right? So I was like, I need somewhere to work out. I need time for myself. I'm a mom. So then I came here. But before that, I've been a mess my entire life. Like this is like the version I feel like people see of me, I feel like is such imposter syndrome compared to what like the things that I've been through in my life, because I didn't have a great childhood. My dad was in prison from the time I was young. I was raised by my mom. Like, she wasn't all there. She got really sick when I was in middle school, pretty much detached herself from me.
Wow.
Meanwhile, I have like undiagnosed ADHD, so I'm just like going off the fucking rails.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, I'm just a bad kid.
once I realized that nobody cared if I went to school or not, like I decided I don't care if I go to school or not either.
Do you have siblings?
I have 2 older sisters. One is 8 years older than me, and one is 18 years older than me.
Do you have a relationship with them?
My oldest sister is like my mom.
Okay.
My mom passed away in 2018. So my sister's raised me more than my mom.
Well, I feel like even when you have a mom, when you have siblings, you're kind of raised by your siblings. Like, not in the sense of like a parent. Like, yours definitely was like that. Like, yours 1000% was probably more of a raising you type of role or parent role. My brother's a year older than me. So,
Yeah.
like, I just did everything he was doing.
Yeah,
And I feel
yeah.
like a lot of my personality, I think, comes from him. A lot of my, like, toughness comes from him because you grow up with them.
Yeah, I can see that.
But, I mean, yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, thankfully, she was 18 years old, and I mean, it sounds like you needed her.
Yeah. So she's basically the reason that I've been any somewhat normal. My mom started throwing me out of my house when I was like 15 years old
Why were you being so bad?
because I was just bad. I don't
You
know.
were just a teenager?
Yeah, I mean, I was just a kid, but I was the worst kid, and that was when I started like drinking and smoking weed, and I said, I don't care.
I mean, obviously, if your mom wasn't, you were being raised by an 18-year-old, or well, I guess a little older by then. But
Yeah, she's 18 years older than me. So yeah. But I mean, she ended up getting married and moving out when I was like 5 or 6. And then but I remember every holiday from school, like all the week, like I always wanted to be at her house. Like
Mhm.
that was
she was
my
like your
favorite
stable,
place.
like,
Yeah, because my mom was like fucking mean. So
I
yeah.
think also with girls, and I'm sure you know this now. Like, this is honestly, I'm terrified of girls. Like, my boys are insane, but girls, like, damn, like they are hard. So I can't even imagine, like, everybody's bad when you're 15. Like, every girl, for the most part, I shouldn't say every, there are some very kind, soft souls out there. I haven't met any, but but like, are we all psycho when we're 15?
I mean, yeah.
Like,
So
what's the era of that?
yeah, my mom was just at that point just so hands off that she was just over it. My friend's mom would be like, I don't care, you can stay here.
Mhm.
Like, I see what you're going through. And you know,
Who's gone your whole life?
yeah.
Is he still around? Do you have a relationship with him?
Hell no, he's dead to me.
Oh. No judgment, but I'm like, all right. So no real relationship with him ever.
No.
But I think it is a little bit, it's more common than we think.
I've always wanted to be like open about my story because I know that while it may be kind of like I also have a kind of a unique story in a sense of like a lot of bad things have happened to me, but I've never like let that stuff really get me down.
You have such a good sense of humor.
And I decided who I wanted to be a long time ago, and I've just taken steps forward towards that every day.
But it is true though, like when you do have a story, you're like, even if I want to share it to help somebody or just like speak my truth, it's such a weird situation because you're like, what do I just get on my phone and tell this story that no one asked for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like,
But that's what you do when you're making content. That's what you were doing.
I
like,
was doing that?
everybody's doing. That's what I do. I get on my phone and I make videos, and I don't know if anybody cares. Okay, I have fun doing it.
Yeah.
If you like it, then whatever.
Yeah.
I'm in a tabletop in the living room in my pajama pants, like making a video with a light on,
Yeah.
and then like bitching that the TV's on because I'm overstimulated. These kids are too much, man.
I think it was like kindergarten. I had to go sit in the class. It's twice.
No, I don't know.
That was the pre-ADHD.
They're so good at school. Yeah. I mean, even before, I was like, I think I went to the school and I said, I think she has ADHD. And they're like, oh no. And I'm like, wait. And then I did all this research, and then I started seeing a psych, and I asked them, I was like, I think my daughter has, like, can I just get her tested? Because they're trying to make me go through the school and all of this. And the school is saying that she's fine. And I'm seeing something different, and I would really like to get this looked at. And they said, yeah, bring her in, got an appointment. So she has combined ADHD. It's inattentive and hyperactive.
Oh, yeah.
So she was diagnosed, and then I was working with the psych because you have anxiety and depression and bipolar and like all of this stuff. But I'm like sitting here, and they had me on bipolar meds for a long time, and then that like made me literally suicidal. And I was like, I need to get off of this stuff. I'm like, I don't think that I have bipolar. I'm like, because then I started learning about ADHD.
He was diagnosed first.
Yeah, I'm like, I think that I have what she has, because she is like a miniature me. Like, we have very similar personalities, and a lot of the things I've noticed that she struggles with are like things that I also struggle with. But like, I'm 36. I figured out how to deal with it, right? But I'm like, I think that that's what I have. So then I got tested shortly after, and turns out I had the same ADHD that she does. And I'm like, wow, that really puts a lot of things into perspective as far as like my history and things that have happened to me. And there are symptoms of ADHD that can display as, but like bipolar
Other thing.
if it's been untreated for so long.
So wait, was that like through a therapist that said you were bipolar?
That was my psych. Said
Oh, okay.
went immediately to I'm bipolar.
I think they're that in like the age that I feel like they were kind of categorized different. Or
It's
something.
yeah, it's I feel like it's been recently more studied to the point where it is now treated
Like,
as
is it-
like a mental disorder.
yeah, instead of like
Yeah,
before,
like
I
a
think it was
learning
more like doctor
disability.
versus psychiatry, where psychiatry was more like depression, bipolar, anxiety, schizophrenic, whatever. Like those were one category, and then like ADHD was kind of like its own.
I mean, it's been historically that women weren't suspected to have ADHD. They called it a boy disease.
I do think boys kind of all act like that though when they're younger.
Yeah, but boys tend to exhibit the hyperactive trait more. And I guess women display the inattentive trait more. So it's like girls who are like daydreamy and off in space and like I'm singing a song over here and like I I feel like I've always been like that, but like they would have never looked at me when I was a kid. One, I moved to at least 5 different elementary schools. 2, I was in the 3rd grade and I was really bad, and my teacher noticed that I seemed bored during class. She's like, she's just bored. Like she flies through work. So then they tested me for some gifted program or whatever. I had like an 8th grade reading level in the 3rd grade, and they
like
wanted
no parenting.
yeah,
I was doing hooked on phonics.
they
I'm still
wanted
like,
to
how do I
put me
just
in a
end this?
gifted school, and I was
What?
like, I have missed school so many different schools. Like, I'm not going to a different school, so I declined the gifted school.
This is so weird that they didn't like. I don't know. I guess now it's so easy to diagnose somebody.
Yeah, no, there wasn't like research like that. And then now when I look back, I'm like, they should have known when I had an 8th grade reading level in the 3rd grade. Like, why am I trying to read Charles Dickens in the 7th grade?
Is this why you're always reading so many novels?
I would get made fun of because I would have like the Harry Potter books. That was one of the first series that I really loved.
Yeah, you lied at school. They were doing this goes with Harry Potter. So they were doing like a scavenger hunt where they're like, oh, like find somebody who did this over the summer. And it was like someone visited a candy store who read a book and he wrote his name. And I'm like, what book did you read? Like Harry Potter. I'm like, why did you pick a book that like not every single human on the face of Earth has read? Like make a title up and be like, you haven't heard of it? And then he's like said something the other day that he's like, oh yeah, I had to go get a book from the library. I'm like, did you get Harry Potter too? Better start Harry Potter too.
I loved Harry Potter, and that brings me to my current book obsessions.
Wait, hold on. This is kind of making sense to me now because obviously I've followed you forever, but we don't talk about this at Pure Barre.
Yeah.
You're a Harry Potter girl way back when.
Oh
but
yeah.
Now you're a Taylor Swift obsessed and like Wicked obsessed. So are you kind of like just like fantasy and like fairy tale-ish? Is that like your escape?
I began disassociating into books when I was very young. Oh yeah.
Just to like escape from like chaos.
Yeah, and I mean I still do that.
Like
I have a Kindle, so I'll like carry it, or like when I'm blow drying my hair, I'll read.
You can use your eyes like that?
Yeah.
That's like one of my ADHD things that I'm like ears because I'm like always doing so many things, and then I'm like if I feel like if I'm using my eyes, which I have like the world's shittiest eyes anyway, so maybe that.
Yeah, I mean I can't see anything either. I wear contacts.
So do I have LASIK and I still wear contacts, so maybe I just cannot rely on them. But I'm like audio, so like with my ADHD, I'll like rage on some audiobooks in the car, like while I'm cleaning, because otherwise I just walk in circles.
I do audio also. I'll do an audio during the day usually.
And then when you're ready for bed, you book.
Yeah.
You're probably faster at like reading it. Do your kids like to read?
Gia does. Stella is not interested. I try to make her interested. But then when she does read a book, she'll be like, "Oh, I read this book and I really liked it." I'm like, "See, it's fun."
I feel like reading as a kid is so like not fun. Not to shit on a book. Like, obviously I love an audiobook, but there's so many other things that you can do that are fun or that are just like we're so like impatient now. Like I love the patience of a book. Like even if you read one and then you watch the movie, you're like, oh, the book was just better because there's just more, it's just deeper, right? But I think as a kid, like especially I'm sure now, as society being so quick, so instant, so like
Oh
you know what
yeah,
I
I
mean? It's like, oh,
totally
we have X,
agree.
Y, and Z.
There's no way. I kind of pride myself in my reading hobby. Even you listening to audiobooks is a big deal because people don't educate themselves. Like
And then you
the
get excited.
average
Yeah.
person that you find has not read a book this year. I promise you
No,
that.
for sure.
So, I mean, and that's what people do. Audiobooks count? Hell yeah, they count.
Yeah.
But reading it's a dying art and it needs to not die.
I think there's still a lot of people that read, but it is like I think you get to an age where you start to appreciate it. Maybe we're that age.
Yeah.
You were a grandma at age.
I lost it like in my 20s when I was going through a lot. I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to read a book while you're bonging a beer. You know what I mean?
So we obviously got a little bit off topic talking about our own ADHD. Who would have thought, right? Obviously, you had a lot of challenges earlier on in life. Was there ever a time that you were like started to own your own decisions or be like, okay, why do I keep getting in these positions that are so hard? Like, how do I get out of this? Did it ever get to a point where you were like, this is it. This is my rock bottom. It's time to make some changes.
Yeah, I lived a pretty crazy life for a long time. Talking about from even the time when I was in high school, when I was saying when I was younger and I'd be staying with friends. I got my first MIP when I was 17. We kind of went to school, kind of didn't. And her parents were going out of town. Her mom, she lived with her mom. She was going out of town and we decided to have a party and the cops already knew us. So we had so many people, there. Oh my God, it was crazy. And then at some point the cops were like knocking on the door. They know our names, everything. They end up getting a warrant. They sat outside
At the parents' house?
yeah, for 3 hours they were like outside banging on the door. We wouldn't open the door. We're like, fuck you, we're not, whatever. They ended up getting a warrant to fucking knock down the front door. So they burst down the front door, and then my friend and I went and hid in her mom's closet. So that was like 5 more doors. They knocked down like 10 fucking doors in this girl's house.
How many people were in there?
Like 30 people got MIPs that night.
That's a lot of tickets.
It was insanity.
Wait, okay, one time I remember in college, I did hide in a closet when the police came, but there was like no one there. And then I was like so scared they were gonna catch us. I'm like, let's just act like we were on the computer. We're like, oh, we didn't even know you guys were here. I did not get an MIP that night, but sorry, finish the story because how did these parents come home and be like, my house was literally raided by the police?
I don't know. We got in a lot of trouble.
Like, can you imagine if your daughter did that?
No, I don't honestly, like looking back, I'm like, what were we thinking? What were we doing? Why did we do that? So that was the first time I got in trouble. I went and stayed with my sister for a little while and she helped me like start my probation and like do all my testing and stuff at first. And then I remember I went to a meeting one day and the probation officer made me cry. And I'm like 17. Like, I don't understand how serious this is, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this lady's mean to me. Like, I'm just not going to go back. So I didn't go back.
Oh, when like you were called in?
Yeah, never went back to probation. So I had a warrant for a long time. Then moved to Florida with my friend. I had literally nothing going on. I was going to night school, working at Abercrombie Kids, like trying to get my life together. It wasn't together. I was like, fuck this. So
You know how to put your life together.
I don't know what the hell's going on. So I'm like, all right, this sounds fun. Cool. Let's do this. So we're staying with her mom and we're like, how do we get money? So we're like trying to figure out we're 18. We're like, oh, let's go be cocktail waitresses. Like that sounds like a good job,
Yeah.
right?
Except it's
It's
also
like a
probably
good
like during the
idea.
recession.
Like at a strip club. Like so we go and we're like, all right, we're like young, hot, 18, dumb as fucking rocks, right?
Yeah.
This guy's like, yeah, you're like not old enough to be cocktail waitresses. Like if you want to work here, you gotta dance and like da da da.
And you're like, oh, must
He
be-
said, come back Thursday for amateur night. The prize is whatever it was, 500 at that. I don't know what it was. So that kicked off a whole
So you
thing.
guys were like, I guess.
Yeah. We're like, all right, why not? So, I mean, we did that for a while. I mean, we made hella money. We had like people paying for our rent and like.
Did you hate it or was it kind of fun?
It was kind of fun. I mean, all I did was party at the time, right?
Wait, did you read Bunny's book? Bunny, Jelly Roll's wife?
No.
You're going to binge it as soon as we leave here.
Was she a dancer?
She was, but then she went straight into just being a prostitute.
Oh.
But like high end.
I'll have to add that to my short list.
Wait, hold on. I need to pause because I'm just thrown off right now. I love that you're like living this life, but you're literally like an enchanted Taylor Swift fan.
Isn't that crazy?
You're
Aren't
fluttering
you
around.
the weirdest fucking person ever?
You're a creature, really.
Like I am. When I say that I'm fucking unique, like I'm for real.
Like a fairy.
Yeah, and then like the fact that I'm just like half black and I've always lived
You're
in
half
like
black?
yeah, and I've always lived in a totally white community. Nobody's ever been shy about like being racist towards me, but then like they weren't.
I guess I haven't thought of that because it's like you're experiencing racism, but you also still can't even identify with that group. Like what?
Yeah, because they still put me out.
Like you're like I can't identify with.
But then they still also accept me in a weird way. And like the same like, and I've been around, you know, a lot of different black people and they don't really accept me either.
Yeah.
So it's like a really weird place to be. And then lately I've had people comment on some of my videos because I've been reading Sarah J. Maas books and they're like, Sarah J. Maas is racist. And I'm like, looked it up, like what they're talking about. And I'm like, I don't think that when I pick up a book written by a white woman, like I expect it to be from her perspective. Like I don't want to go into the book and she's like, oh, I'm some dark-skinned girl with like yeah, it's like no, if I'm reading a book written by somebody with blonde hair and blue eyes, I'm going to expect my main character. It's like not everybody has to shove inclusivity down your throat for you to get the point across. And I know that this is like a very controversial opinion and I like don't talk about this kind of stuff publicly a lot, but it's like everybody's like inclusivity, it's like you do it to the point where you make the minority feel some type of way. Yeah, because now you're excluding their white people. Because now every commercial I see is like a gay couple with like a black guy and a white guy. And it's like, what about the straight white people? Because now you're being racist against them.
Like, it gets almost too inclusive that you're like, we're actually exclusive now.
It's weird. It's very weird. At the end of the day, I am the only black instructor here.
Yeah. And you listen to Taylor Swift all day.
I know that most people expect Taylor Swift, so I don't do Taylor Swift.
What happened after Florida? Were you this isn't it?
Shit was crazy for a long time. We lived a couple different places, and then I was like coming back and forth from Michigan. I stopped being friends with my friend. Started staying down there for a couple weeks with my friend, and we decided to travel to Fantasy Fest.
Wait, what is that?
It's like a big party down there and like everybody's crazy. Like the strip clubs are supposed to be really busy. So we went down there for that, worked at one of the clubs. I get wasted when I decide to go to work at like 10 p.m. I'm so drunk. Yeah, because you can just go whenever you want.
Oh, you're like, today sounds like a good day.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever. So we went and I'm already wasted when I go in there. So people are like giving me money and I'm like dropping it and like losing it and like all over the place. And the manager's like pissed because you have to pay like a tip out every night, like $150 to work. So I was like, oh, I gave you some money for it. He's like, you didn't pay it. And I'm like, I kept losing. I was wasted, kept losing my money. He starts cussing me out, trying to throw me out of this place. I'm cussing him out back. I'm walking out and he grabs my arm and I bit his arm. And I guess I kicked him in the nuts too. That's what the police report said. But next thing I knew, I was on the ground in handcuffs.
I like low-key love that you bit his arm. That's amazing.
Well, I'm a small woman and I was 19 years old and this man is grabbing me. So I did like 17 days in jail when I was 19.
For what? Like domestic?
It was assault, battery, misdemeanor. No, of course not. I was a drunk stripper. That was the story. And I got punished. So I went to jail, got out with none of my friends would answer the phone. Nobody helped me. Nobody sent me money. Nobody did anything. I got out of jail. I had no license, no money, no nothing, no purse. I got out with this girl and she's like, hey, like you can come, some girl, I don't remember her name, but she said, you can come. My boyfriend's coming to pick me up.
Oh, she was in jail too.
Yeah. And she was in for like drugs or something. I don't know. But I was like,
women bonding happened.
I'm like, all right, I literally have no choice. She's like, yeah.
17 days with you. You know what? Everything.
Yeah. She's like, let's go. We got a pack of cigarettes and some wine. And we went back to her FEMA trailer.
This is incredible.
So we go to the FEMA trailer.
Let me guess.
This was 2009.
I knew it. 2009 was everybody's low point.
So we go to
Don't you think?
Go to the FEMA trailer, have a drink.
Yeah.
This bitch dips. She's like, I gotta get my fix. And she leaves me there with her boyfriend. And her boyfriend's like, yeah, she's like on drugs. And I'm like,
no shit. She just
and I'm like,
I was just in jail with
I
her.
have no clue what's going on. I'm like, okay. So I'm like sitting there. Nobody is going to help me. Nobody's going to do anything. I'm like, I guess I'm just going to get murdered here. So then her boyfriend's like, I guess I'll just drive you.
That's so far.
And I'm like, oh my God, terrified. And I'm still seeing this guy on the side.
Yeah, where the hell is he?
So I'm driving and I realized to go, well, he was pissed that I got arrested and everything, right?
Well, I'll just get a ride with a stranger and be on Dateline.
So yeah, I got a ride with a stranger and I called him and I'm on the way. I'm like, hey, like, do you think that I could like not drive all the way to Tampa with this fucking guy? And he like met us at so I'm come back home. I'm dancing again after trying to not. This was from like 2008 to like 2014.
Oh, so this was
that I was just like a fucking hot mess.
So this was like a long tornado.
Yeah.
Where you just keep going around.
Oh, it was bad. Yeah. And then so that happened. Meet a friend that I started dancing with here.
So you moved back here was before you had your like awakening of what
so we're getting there.
Okay.
So then I get into a couple fights with her when we were having drinks, whatever. Yeah, I end up getting domestic violence charges. She's had domestic violence charges where she's the victim against at least 6 or 7 people other than me. Anyways, I digress. So that happens, whatever. So the last time I'm like, our friendship's terrible. I'm like, I have nowhere to go. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I have like 3 warrants out for my arrest here in Michigan. And I decide I'm going to just turn myself in because nothing is going to get fixed until
2014-ish.
This was like end of 2013, early 2014 when I decided I turned myself in. I'm completely sober. And the cops were like, are you fucked up? And I'm like, no. I'm like, I want to get my life together. Book me.
Like, I'm actually one of the people that is being real.
Yeah, I'm like, do whatever you got to do. Okay. So I go and then they send me to Oakland County Jail. Like, might as well kick my feet up at this point because
how long did you have to stay there?
He what is the word? Sentenced me. The judge sentenced me for 180 days because I had 2 domestic warrants. I ended up getting
80 days.
I ended up getting 6 months in jail
for the warrants.
For all the stuff that I did, where all that was cleaned up. And then when I got out, I was able to finally get my license. My license was suspended before I ever even got it. I didn't get my license until I was 24.
So did you have like a rebirth while in jail?
Oh yeah. Like,
did you have a cellmate?
I wouldn't say like 100%. No,
you just read your
actually, I never finished school when I was in school. Yeah. Because I just dropped out and I was like 1 semester away from graduating and I didn't. So I ended up getting my GED in there.
Oh,
I ended
jail.
up, yeah.
So you got your GED in jail?
Yeah.
So was jail kind of like you were like, I needed that?
Yeah, it's like you need to sit the fuck down and like not be out there being crazy. So yeah, I did that. I read probably like I only ended up being in there for 4 months because I got a program and it was like a behavioral therapy. So I ended up doing
You
only
were thriving.
4 months. Yeah, dude, I had like cliques in there. Like I'm playing cards with these girls and we're having coffee and like people are fucking doing your hair. Like, you know,
Was it fun?
it wasn't fun, but obviously like I'm me. So I made it. So I went through that and then I got out and I got my life together. I got in a medical assisting program. That was like right
So
around
that
the
was
time.
like the end of it.
Yeah, pretty much. And then that was around the time when I met Denny. And yeah, and I got a car and everything kind of went off. And then like half May of the following year, 2015, I was pregnant with Stella. And me and Denny had just been dating for like 5 months. And I was like,
Well, I think also when you have a kid too, you're like, I am responsible for you, especially with a mom that was not very responsible. You're like, I can't screw up.
yeah,
See what that does.
she absolutely changed my life. And I, wouldn't be as far in my growth process
had
as
no
I am
idea.
without her, because like all of that stuff happened and then everything happened really quickly where I became a mom and then all of a sudden my life was totally different in a good way, obviously.
Right, and you're kind of looking at it from a different perspective of like, who do I want to be for you, not just who do I want to be.
Yeah, so
And like I can't make decisions that could be reckless because I could probably survive them, but you won't.
yeah,
Or this will be
it's
not good for
definitely grown from there. And I've just, I've been on a journey. I haven't fully shared my story because
Yeah.
what is the best avenue? Like you said earlier, there's so much more and like so many more layers I could go into.
Well, yeah,
when
have
it
you
comes
just like
to my
pull up your phone and be like,
life.
let me tell you this story about how I bit this guy's arm and went to jail.
Yeah, like at 19 years old.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah. That's been my life.
They're like empowering people.
And everyone's like, this girl's crazy.
I love it. I love the inner crazy. I love that was so transformative for you because I feel like there's so much potential for people to transform in that phase of life when they're locked up or whatever it is. But a lot of people don't.
Most people don't take advantage of it because most people think of getting in trouble as something that happened to them instead of something that happened for them.
Right.
Because obviously you put yourself in that position to not make those good choices. And that's always kind of where I came from with that, was that like, oh, they were never out to get me. Like I was out to get myself.
Yeah.
And like,
I love that you know that.
I needed to not be doing that kind of stuff.
People talk, they live similar situations. I mean, probably not that similar, but like similar to a degree. And they're like, always somebody was out to get me. Like, no, they weren't. How many times
they don't read books. That's so why they're not able to think that deeply about it. I swear. It's
that does make sense. I agree with you on that because it is like people think books are just like a story, but like you learn so much. It's like deep thinking. It's using your brain in a completely different capacity. So if your brain doesn't even know how to operate that way, like why would you take a situation like that and think of it?
I've always loved reading because I feel like it's the only way that you can actually see through someone else's eyes.
That's true.
Like, have you ever just wanted to like be up in somebody else's brain and like know what it was like to be like somebody else? That's what reading is to me.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot with this podcast because it's no theme. So I'm like, I want to talk to people who have completely different beliefs than me. And like, even if I'm interviewing them on their belief system that I might not believe, it might sound like I believe it, but I'm just trying to understand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to understand like where you came from, why you believe this way, how has this affected your life, what is the good and bad with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Coming from what I got really lucky. I mean,
you did it for yourself. It wasn't luck. Intention. You were very intentional about it.
I was.
And I think a lot of people don't take accountability for it and use that time to be intentional for themselves. They just continue to coddle themselves.
Yeah, no, I was never. As soon as I was in there, I just remember I'm like, this isn't who I am.
You're like, this isn't going to get any better.
Yeah, I'm like, this isn't what I do. Like, what am I doing?
What did your like relationship? How was your relationship with your mom at that point? Was she like?
Not great. No, it was, she was sick at the time and she like sent me money and helped me out when I was in there a little bit, but I ended up moving in with her after I got out for a while, and then she was like so sick at that point and died a couple years later. But yeah, and I lived with her, and then she threw me out again because I was working and going to school, and I wasn't home enough to help her at the time.
Do you
So,
feel like you had like trauma from just like not being enough for her?
oh yeah,
Or
for sure.
all of
I'm
these-
still working on it
like,
through therapy.
All of these decisions that you made, you're like, oh, that stems back to when I was not good enough for you.
Oh yeah, it's still like honestly doing Pure Barre training recently would like triggered me to get back into therapy because I was like, I feel like I fucking suck at this.
Well,
And
I'm
then
not a good instructor.
yeah, I'm like, but everybody else is telling me that I'm good,
Mhm.
and I think I suck.
So did it help your confidence then?
Yeah, I realized that there was a huge
Wait, hold on.
disconnect
Or
from the way that I see myself and the way that other people see me.
yeah, I think everybody has that.
And I was like, this is really fucking weird. So I needed to explore that. Obviously, everything that goes on in my life is a narrative. Everything's a story. I'm a big reader.
She's in the middle of a
Everything
novel currently.
everything has drama. Everybody's, brooding or smoldering or, there's always a deeper story going on in my head. Like,
How do you think that your experience in that and like in your past has affected the way that you've parented girls?
I teach my girls to just be fearless, right? They have all my sass.
Yeah, but I
And
think they also
every
know that
last
they have
one-
your support
And
your,
they, yeah, and that's the thing that I know differs them from me, and that I know that they may carry quite a bit of my personality, but I didn't have me on my back, right? Like
Oh, I
somebody
know.
like me. And I know that I became the mom that I always needed or wanted and deserved.
Mhm.
I became that for my girls.
Isn't it crazy? Because I feel like you're so strong and powerful from like going through what you went through and making the change yourself. Like nobody forced you to change. Like you did that. So the cool thing is like your daughters who already have like the fire, the spice, the spunk, the sass, they're that powerful, but then they also know that they have you behind them.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you guys gonna do that I wasn't able to do? Because like not only do you have my power, you have double.
They're gonna be on fire, and they have like their parent, mom and dad. Like it's
A functional family.
yeah. And my husband and I we like each other most of the time,
That's amazing.
like 80% of the time,
great.
which I think is a pretty good
That's way above
percent.
average. Way above average.
I honestly feel like right now is just, I don't know. I feel like recently in the past few months, things have just been like really moving and really, yeah. I don't know what
Purpose.
I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm building, but something
We're
is
doing it.
something is coming. I'm having fun. I'm happy. I'm strong. Like
Mhm.
I
You're in the
I
right
freaking
place.
love doing this.
I want to talk about your content creating really quick before we wrap up. So you started doing like content creating on Instagram, TikTok, all the things. It's like kind of a way for you to just
Yeah, it's just a way to express myself. I just kind of have fun with it.
yeah.
Just like whatever I feel that day. I don't really do like plans or, I'm just like, oh, I have this thought. This would be funny.
I
Or
love
like,
that yours is real.
oh.
Like yours isn't like, oh my gosh, let me clean the living room before I like,
And that was why I started posting, was because I'm like, none of these people are relatable. Let's talk about our kids screaming and we're overstimulated and I'm crying in a closet.
yeah.
And then 2 minutes later, I'm like making them homemade waffles and like sourdough bread from scratch. And then I'm like crying over here again. But then we're like going
That's
to Target. Yeah, it's like, let's be
Normalize
real. Like we're neurodivergent. Like we're a hot mess. And I
But
don't know.
everybody is. And I love that
Yeah.
you're like not afraid to show that.
I'm not. So corny, but I love to garden also. Last year I learned from gardening that sometimes you have to cut out the
The
old
dead
dead shit in order for more new beautiful stuff to grow.
I think about that every time I cut mine.
So,
Not that
yeah.
I do it that often, but
And I mean, when something bad happens, that's like kind of what like if I'm losing something or like this needs to go because
Right.
something else is going to go in its
Fill the
place
space.
and it's going to be even better.
As long as you cut it.
Yeah, well, that's why you got to fully nip it from the root.
So I feel like sometimes you're like, no, let me just keep watering it a little bit.
No,
and then
no.
nothing cool can come to you or good can come to you because you're still watering the dead
Yeah,
one.
I watered for a long time and the water ran out. Yeah, no, my life was fucked up.
Yeah, but
The fact that I'm like traipsing around here like a
you're
little
literally
fucking
frolicking
Pure
around.
Barre fairy,
Yeah.
like I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? Like I'll look around and I'll be like,
I can't wait to think about
this
this.
is
and,
like weird.
Like, you bit a man's arm.
Yeah.
At age 19.
Yeah.
I love that.
And now I'm teaching people how to lunge and read fat books.
Love a fat book.
It's really weird. Life is so weird.
Well, thanks so much for being with us today and going everywhere that I didn't expect to go. But also, I love that we went there and it puts life into a different perspective. But really, I like that it encompasses so many different aspects of life that a lot of times we don't really look at until we're like, oh, yeah, that's where I was. Or this is when you piece it all together at the end, it all like comes together.
Yeah, I've had a crazy story.
And it's just starting. You're going to write a book, but not for a long time.
Yeah, there's
900 pages at least.
Oh my God. Well, I'm thinking more of like a memoir, but maybe
Yeah, but you're like,
maybe in like another 10 years I'll need another
don't you think you need
500 pages.
Yeah, like people like, you should write a book. I'm like, I'm just starting.
I know, that's also how I feel too, because I feel like I'm honestly, since I really started like focusing on this stuff later in life, as opposed to, you know, some people get started when they're in their 20s. Who knows where I'm going to go? Amanda Francis taught me that people love to pay me. That's what she says. I deserve to be paid and people love to pay me. And I'm like, you know what? You're right.
I do like that even though I hate her.
People do love to pay me. I don't know who's paying me right now other than this place. People love to pay me and hope that
it's coming back.
Hope that it just follows. You know what I mean?
I love that. All right. Well, cheers.
I hope you had some fun with us today. I have all of Jasmine's socials in the show notes, and I also have some book recommendations that helped her rewire her mindset and kind of pull through those hard times that she was talking about. Please share this episode with anyone that you know or on your socials. I love your feedback, so get connected with me. My Instagram is at @BrittanyRacine_. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. All of the things are going to be in the show notes. I love connecting with people and hearing your response to all of these guests and all of these topics. I love suggestions and referrals. We are just 3 episodes into season 3 right now, and the rest of the lineup for season 3 is going to blow you away. So, again, I'm Brittany Racine with Mike It Loud, and we will see you next week.